Welcome. I'm happiness coach Teresa Greco, and this is the Steps to Happiness show. Here, my guests and I talk about the steps you can take towards a happier, more fulfilled, authentic life.
True happiness resides inside you. Unite your physical, mental, and spiritual self. This is the Steps to Happiness show with Teresa Greco.
Hello, and welcome to the Steps to Happiness show on 105.9 The Region. I'm your host, Teresa Greco, happiness coach, author, editor, writer, educator, and Reiki master. Are you ready to take the necessary steps towards true, unwavering inner happiness? If so, the Steps to Happiness show is for you. On my show, you will learn about the principles and practices that lead to true inner happiness because guess what? It isn't found in our external environment, but within ourselves instead. Today, with my guests, we'll explore the latest physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being practices, and together we'll advise you on the actionable steps you can take towards a happier, more fulfilled, authentic life. Today's show is being brought to you by Il Piccolo Forno, home of the $1 weekend cannoli. Stay tuned throughout the show today because we have several giveaways you'll definitely want to take advantage of. The happiness principle for today's show is having an attitude of gratitude. Do you know what gratitude and happiness have in common? Research shows that gratitude is directly correlated with happiness. So the more grateful you are for the people, experiences, and things in your life, the happier you'll feel. When we are in a place of gratitude, we are able to celebrate the moment and magnify the positive emotions while blocking negative and toxic ones like hurt, anger, envy, or resentment. And the more you practice being in the moment to recognize the blessings that are coming to you, it just becomes a habit. It's something that you do all day long without even reminding yourself to do it. And that's when research shows you reap the benefits of being grateful the most. Being grateful for the good things also invites more of them to come into your reality. You're saying to the universe, I love these blessings, and the universe is happy to oblige by bringing you more of what you love. As my guest today, Waleska Lazo, wrote in her book, The Best Worst Thing That Happened to Me. True gratitude, however, is not only about being grateful for all the good things in your life, but also about seeing the blessing for the lesson the negative things are trying to show you about yourself. Unbeknownst to you, your life has hidden some of the very best gifts it has for you, not only in the amazing moments in your day, but inside the most painful and challenging circumstances as well. It's in those dark, cloudy moments of your life that you'll learn the most about your power, your strength, and natural abilities as a human being. Often, it is from the painful experiences where we will stare directly into the face of our fears that we gain the wisdom and strength to become who we were meant to be and to do what we came here to do. Living life with gratitude means choosing to focus your attention on what you appreciate. The goal is not to block out difficulties, but to approach those difficulties from a different perspective. Appreciation softens us and lightens our load. Gratitude turns what we have into enough. And as Douglas Wood once said, the heart that gives thanks is a happy one, for we cannot feel thankful and unhappy at the same time. I have two incredible guests today who tie in beautifully into this principle of gratitude. My first guest on the show today is speaking to us about getting to a place of happiness while living with pain. She's a personal trainer specializing in corrective exercise and a nutritionist. Teresa Stiles Jackson, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me. I'm so excited. How are you today?
Excellent, thank you.
Awesome.
So let's jump right in by talking about how you're helping people who are living with pain. How can someone who is suffering with pain still feel happy? And if not happy, but at least positive?
Right. So I just want to quickly say, always consult with your doctor. Everybody's situation is completely different, but always consult with your healthcare professional. I want to bring a sense of positivity to pain because I've actually experienced it. So um, it's a challenging and very emotional experience for many. And if you're able to embrace it and work through the pain, it can often teach us something, and we can often get something out of it. And not only hopefully get out of the pain physically and mentally and spiritually, but learn from it for sure. So I came very close to being quite sick and being diagnosed with a disorder. But I was able to work through the pain and heal myself within. And actually, that's why I studied functional diagnostic nutrition, to kind of get me out of that place. And so the pain was sitting at about a 10 out of 10. I have a severe eczema, and it also caused an autoimmune flare-up. And it was based on stress. At the time, I was under enormous amounts of stress. And the one thing I remember looking back is not the actual physical pain. I mean, I remember it, but I really remember most is my oldest son. He was there for me in a way that I never thought a child could be. And it, will bring tears to my eyes, because, having that memory is more powerful than anything. And I really learned that children are just remarkable, and we have them for a reason, and I'm blessed to have them. And I don't remember anything other than that memory of my little boy sitting beside me and supporting me, and it's a beautiful thing.
And so for those that are suffering with some physical pain, that we know, if you have a chronic illness, for example, that can be really hard emotionally and mentally, in that you feel like there's no end in sight, right? That every day you wake up and you have these physical symptoms, and it is hard to maintain a positive outlook. So how do the negative and positive emotions translate to the physical symptoms we're having, right? That it could be understandable that if someone is feeling very negative about their prognosis or about what they're dealing with, that negativity can perhaps hinder any progress that they could make. And vice versa, that if they're feeling very positive about whatever route they've decided to take with respect to trying to help their situation, that positive outlook can also play an important role. So in your experience, how does our emotions tie into that physicality?
Right. So it's so complex, and it's different for everybody. But what I can encourage people with is, if you're positive and you're able to move through things and embrace people around you, like especially at this time, pain is something that we're all struggling with on different levels, and we're isolated. So reaching out to those healthcare professionals to get them the help you need, and supporting yourself. And I think the key is loving yourself through the pain. And that's really difficult to do, because a lot of time there's like self-judgment and, just a state of distress and disease. And I remember a client I worked with years and years ago, and she had severe rheumatoid arthritis, to the point that her knees were like literally this big. And she could barely move. She was doing like 15% range of motion, which is very, very limited range of motion. And, she had such a love for herself and a love for, just the world. Basically, she was able to work through that pain. And I encouraged her to work with a registered dietitian. So she went on an anti-inflammatory diet. And again, that's not right for everybody, but it's an option. She also worked with a doctor for pain management. And then she worked with myself for the movement. And a year later, she was not only lunging across the gym, but she was also in a place of homeostasis within. She was happy, she was content, and she's like, yeah, you know what, I'm going to fluctuate, I'm going to go up and down. And rheumatoid arthritis is a severe condition, and it's very painful, and it's also an autoimmune response, right? So it changes. But if you can manage within, and I'm a living testament on how up and down that can be, but we've got to embrace the pain, and I don't want to say struggle through it, but work through it and do what we need to do, find the resources, access the resources we need. And that can be different for everybody. It could be Reiki, it could be massage therapy, it could be a doctor, it could be a surgeon, it could be a naturopath. There's so many different professionals that we have at our fingertips. We need to embrace all of them. And that inclusivity and that collaboration is really what I feel can make or break the difference. Reaching out for sure.
And I think also staying in that space of love versus fear, right?
Yeah.
Because if we are deciding on a course of action, but we have doubt, we have fear about whether it's going to be successful for us, that also impacts the outcome as well. So as you mentioned, staying in that place of love and hope, right? That whatever you decided, for those that are part of your healthcare team that you're going to be working with, that you really have trust and belief in them, and that positive outlook can actually go really far. Now, under the current situation with the pandemic and everything, how are you helping people with all of this right now?
So thank you for letting me share this. It's an honor and I'm excited. So I've been working with people in pain for many years, and I have also been trying to break the molds and look at things differently and kind of be an innovative fitness and wellness professional. And so I came up with the idea about 10 years ago to establish parties and events with more of a wellness feel to them. So, it means a girls' night out doesn't have to be, champagne and chocolate. It can be, moving together. It can be collaboration of ideas and talking and just sharing of ideas. And so, I've also been working, had a little bit of a background in film and television. And so that piece to me was also part of it. So I've come up with a concept and thankful for my good friend who helped me decide on the brand. But the brand is actually Gojii, which represents so much to me. I mean, goji berries are superfood, and they're also very easy to plant just about anywhere. So that process of planting a seed, seeing the beautiful flower that comes out of it, and then of course the fruit. So that growth that happens, I'm a firm believer that can happen within us all, and allowing us to see the beauty within. And so Gojii is about live events and parties, but with a health and wellness approach to bring people together, to celebrate wellness and to bring people together and to experience, family, even remotely now. So there's a lot kind of encompassing of the idea. And I wanted to share quickly a concept that Elon Musk, he's famous, world-renowned inventor, and he's just a wonderful person as well. And his idea, to quote him, good ideas are always crazy until they're not. And I think that's so empowering. Even when you're talking about pain, we always think about pain as a negative thing. And you know what, there, as you've talked about, there can be positives through that,
Excellent. So what are some of the topics you found that you have introduced in some of your parties?
So back pain, lower back pain, incontinence, and that's for men and women, as well as, movement patterns and understanding the movements that our bodies are designed to do, and developing those and embracing those. And even if you have to start really, really small, like that client I was telling you about, it's still progress, it's still movement, and it's still positive. And just, again, just that whole wellness approach. So, one person might eat a certain way, and another might, have, food sensitivities, need a different way or disorder. And it's just kind of embracing that whole concept of wellness. So really any topic can be talked about, really.
I love that idea that virtually we could get together like a group of friends or and family, and have a focused evening where we could be talking about, like you said, nutrition or a particular topic that might be of interest for the particular group. And even though we're in various locations, we could participate in some like physical movement or discussion around these type of topics. So I think that's a really neat idea that you've developed. And I think you also wanted to offer one lucky person a gift today for listening.
I did. So I'm offering a party or event. It can be, girls' night out. It can be bridal shower. We can customize it to whatever you would like. And it can also be like a very intimate little tiny wedding if you would like that too. So a huge value. And so for about 12 people, I'm thinking. And whenever you want, really. So it can be morning, noon, weekends, whatever is convenient for you. So it's a great opportunity for somebody to, participate in one of these events and parties and see their families, and interact with their families and friends on a real level and talk about things that really matter.
And I think especially nowadays, that we really need that sense of connection and community. And you do corporate too, right?
Yes, I do lunch and learns, retirement properties, that sort of thing. And we're in a space right now where, a lot of the populations that are suffering the most are the ones that are isolated, and I really want to bring people together and to establish that, celebrating wellness can happen in any location, thanks to the power of technology now.
Yes, excellent. So to take advantage of this opportunity, there will be a giveaway post on my Instagram page. So if you go to @Teresa Greco _steps to happiness on Instagram, you will see the giveaway post there, and the details to qualify for this amazing opportunity is listed there. So Teresa, if somebody would like to get in touch with you, how can they do that?
So they can email me at Teresa, so THERESA @Gojii, GOJII.ca, and we'll pick a winner at the end of the month.
Yes. And so thank you so much for being on the show and sharing with us your insight about how we can manage our pain while still living fulfilling lives.
Thank you so much, Teresa, for having me. It was a wonderful opportunity, and I hope you have a lovely day.
Thank you. Stay tuned, as after the break, I'll be speaking with Waleska, a gratitude expert who'll be talking about the power of gratitude to help us distill wisdom from our pain to transform our lives. We will continue here on 105.9 The Region, and you're listening to the Steps to Happiness show with Teresa Greco.
Want to join the show? Go to teresagreco.ca. The Steps to Happiness show will be right back.
Welcome back to the Steps to Happiness show with Teresa Greco. Today's show is being brought to you by Il Piccolo Forno, home of the $1 weekend cannoli. Stay tuned until the end of the show today, because we have even more giveaways you'll definitely want to take advantage of. I'm excited to introduce my next guest, Waleuska Lazo, an expert on emotional healing and habit formation. She's written several books and is the founder of the 5 Minutes to Gratefulness program. Waleska, thanks for being on the show today.
Thank you so much for having me. Very exciting.
So let's start off by talking about what true gratitude is and how does that contribute to happiness?
Loaded question.
Yes.
Well, gratitude really, in essence, is just being grateful for everything that life happens to throw at you, not just the good, but the good, the bad, and the ugly. And in my opinion, why gratitude contributes to happiness is because gratitude is what gives you the grace and the compassion to, be able to accept life for what it is, rather than the biggest stumbling block, in my opinion, to happiness is our insistent on conforming and molding life to be what we think it should be. And another reason why I feel that gratitude contributes to happiness is because it gives us perspective. It allows us, or it prompts us to look for the gift and the purpose and the lessons in our painful events, rather than staying stuck in the hurt and the grief and the resentment. And really, gratitude is the highest frequency on the scale to vibrate at is the ultimate signature for receivership. So nothing new can come into your life unless you have learned to be grateful for what you have. So when you can operate on that frequency of feeling grateful for whatever you have in your life, you begin to become a magnet for miracles.
And it can be so hard to be grateful for the challenges and the hard things that are a part of our lives, that, you know, we're, I would say, more apt to say, why me? Why is this happening to me? Instead of, why is this happening for me? Right? That what is the lesson in the hardship, in the adversity that you're supposed to take away so that you can learn more about yourself? And coming and getting to a place of gratitude to be able to see that lesson can be hard. So you've developed a program that can help with this. So please tell us about it.
Absolutely. So my program is backed by science, and it's a process, as you said, it's called FMTG, 5 Minutes to Gratefulness, because that's what it takes to practice this routine. For 28 days, there are 28 layers that a person goes through to change any aspect of their life. And what it does, it prompts you, to find the gift in your pain so that you can release trapped emotions that over time, they manifest as an illness in our body. So when you practice this system for 28 days, what it does, it begins to install the neural circuits in your brain so that gratitude can become a subconscious habit. And you start to look at the world through the lenses of gratitude in spite of what is happening in your life.
And so how exactly do we do this 5 minutes of gratefulness?
Well, you have to come and join my course.
But it's 5 minutes. Is that how it is?
It's 5 minutes. So there are 28 lessons that someone goes through. So you have to read the lesson, and every lesson will touch a certain aspect of your life and will have you look at things through complete different lenses, right? So rather than someone always feeling that life has been unfair for them, they will begin to make the connection that life was actually working for them. The universe is always guiding you. So it's a process of, just changing the way you look at things, making you aware of your, limiting subconscious thoughts and beginning to transform them for more empowering ones. So it's a 28-day process, and you can do it online.
And I love the fact that it doesn't require a lot of time in your day to do it, right? That your idea is just those 5 minutes is enough that accumulatively it adds up to real results. And that, and that if we dedicate just that a little bit of time every day to this process that you've developed, that at the end of it, we will see great results. So like for some of the people that have gone through your program, what are some of those results?
Oh my gosh. Well, on the physical, on the outside, people start to be calmer. They have better retention. They're able to take life in strides. But it's not so much what happens on the outside that matters as to what is happening on the physiological level. Whenever you feel the uplifting emotions such as gratitude, appreciation, compassion, care, appreciation for something or someone, immediately your body, your brain releases chemicals and hormones that go into your bloodstream. And amazingly, 1,400 biochemical reactions take place the minute that you start to feel grateful for whatever it is that you have in your life. Chemicals like oxytocin, dopamine, serotonin, endorphins, DHEA and HGH, which slows down your aging process. Vasopressin, that is the bonding hormone, makes you fall in love with life. It regulates your sexual functions. It gives you better bone density. So the problem is that most people wake up in the morning and grab for their cell phone and they look at their emails, and now they start to worry about the day, and they may remember things that hurt them yesterday. So now you just gave your body a shot of harmful hormones such as cortisol and adrenaline, rather than waking up to the world and just being grateful for life itself. Because the minute you do that, it's like having a power breakfast. You just gave your body a shot of happiness, and you shut down the doors to anxiety, to fear, to depression. And who wouldn't want that, right? So we have to learn to prime our bodies as soon as we wake up with the right chemicals, because those are the things that our bodies need to, to self-regulate, to heal, right? To repair.
Absolutely. And the other thing about gratitude or any of these really good feeling emotions is that when you are aware and targeting like being in the moment and feeling those positive emotions, we can't feel the negative ones, right? That we can only feel one emotion at a time. And so we immediately block the negative ones by replacing them with positive ones. And I love the idea of really doing that at the beginning of your day, because it sets that intention for the rest of the day, instead of, like you said, starting it on a negative note.
Yes, exactly. Science has been able to track how long those chemicals stay in your body, and it's up to 6 hours. So even though with my system, you're only spending 5 minutes, is now in your system for 6 hours. And if you do this, on a regular basis, the cumulative effect will transform your life.
Love it. Love it. So how can people find out about your program?
Yes, the best way is just to go to my website, WaleuskaLazo.com. And in there, you can find about my books, the different cohorts that we offer, and my books. And, the Gratitude Blueprint just came out, which is based on the exact formula that has helped over 1,000 people from 83 countries transform their life.
Can you say that again, the name of the book specifically, that somebody can,
it's
available on Amazon?
Blueprint.
The Gratitude Blueprint?
Yes, and it's on Amazon, or you can go to my website and link from there.
Yeah, so you have the book, and then you also have an online program as well, right?
That's correct. So if someone wanted to go completely on their own through the book, they can do so. It has a built-in journal. But if you buy the book for a limited time only, they can take the course, value at $197 US, for free, coming up in June.
Oh, fantastic. That's amazing. Okay, so we will definitely post a giveaway post on my Instagram page to celebrate that and to connect people with you. So we will do that in anticipation also for what you have going on in June, which is great. Now, you also wanted to offer one lucky listener a special gift for today.
Yes, a signed copy of the book.
Amazing. So that giveaway post also will be on my Instagram page, which is at Teresa Greco _steps to happiness. You're going to look for that giveaway post, and all the details will be below on that post. Waleska, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
And thank you for developing this program that in just 28 days can really revolutionize somebody's life. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Il Piccolo Forno, our sponsor for today's show, also wanted to offer one lucky listener 12 cannoli. To qualify for this opportunity as well, visit my Instagram page at Teresa Greco _steps to happiness and look for the giveaway post for details. I'm going to leave you this week with the thought for the day. Today's show is about gracing the practice of gratitude in our lives. As you go into the week ahead, remember to give thanks for all the blessings in your life, both the positive and challenging ones. My gratitude practice starts the moment I wake up in the morning and I have another day to live. To the coffee I love to drink, the job I love to go to, the parking spot near the front door at the grocery store, to the helpful salespeople, and it goes on, where I am saying thank you all day long. Gratitude can help us to make sense of our past, bring peace and happiness into today, and it creates a positive vision for tomorrow. Thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to being with you next Saturday.
Interested in happiness and spiritual coaching and workshops? Go to teresagreco.ca. Email stepstotruehappiness@gmail.com. Follow on Instagram, Teresa Greco _steps to happiness, or on Facebook at Steps to True Happiness with Teresa Greco. This is the Steps to Happiness Show on 105.9 The Region.